Yeah.
And she had a real go at me. They're not drugs, they're not drug addicts, blah, 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 blah. But for me, giving a child a daily dose of something
Yeah.
gives them that almost that permission that taking drugs is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you learn. Absolutely.
This year's going so quick. We're in June already.
Yeah,
Where's the time gone? All the
exactly.
plants.
Where has the
Oh,
time gone?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Oh, still slowly working my way through the herb courses, watching some of his videos, because I've actually got signed up for 5 courses, but they sort of semi-overlap. I'm
Oh,
watching bits of them as I go, sort of thing. So I'm more accessing what I'm wanting to know or interested in each step of the way, sort of thing. Like today, I watched the video that I should have watched on Friday, but I went out with Trish on Friday. It was a live Zoom, but I watched the replay of it. And today he was talking about hawthorn berries and how they support the heart and the blood system. And I thought, well, that's really quite interesting. So it's beginning to actually put an ailment to a herb, if that makes sense. So, if you wanted something that was going to help your blood pressure and get your heart working and your flow working and whatever, then you would maybe take some hawthorn
so you
berries.
take the 5 courses like simultaneously? I would imagine they would have like been like sort of like one leads to like a level 2, a level 3.
What? No, it's not actually like that because the first one I signed up for 2 in the beginning. The first one was the home herbalist. So somebody who, like myself, who wants to um, create an apothecary just for myself or my family or maybe my local village, the village herbalist, just general practitioner, not practitioner, but being able to say, use this herb or use that herb.
Yeah.
The other course, the second one that I signed up for at the same time, because the doing paying for them together, there was a serious discount on them. So I bought them
Yeah.
too. The second one is the diploma course, and that works toward actually getting a diploma, taking an exam, getting the diploma, and actually being a qualified herbalist,
Okay.
which means I can then get insurance and diagnose or administer herbal remedies.
Okay, so you've done those two though, right?
I've got them. I haven't completed them yet. I'm
You
working
haven't
through them.
completed any of them. Okay, okay,
No,
continue.
I'm dipping into each. With those 2 courses, I got a third one for free.
Okay.
I just can't remember what that one was. Let me have a look. Um, 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 where's it gone? All courses. The third one was okay, cold and flu masterclasses. So it's talking about colds and flus and blah blah sort of thing. So then after that, so I thought, okay, that's fine. I can dab in that. I'm not that bothered about colds and flus because it doesn't really affect me that much. But I guess if I'm going to be doing the home herbalist and the diploma, um, it's a common problem with people, isn't it? Colds and flu. So that was okay. I haven't even looked at that one yet. Then the following week, he did a freebie again of foraging, which is what I went, oh, but that's what I want to do because I'm actually collecting herbs from around the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. With what I'd done already, I've gone and taken the nettles and the cleavers and the dandelions and collected them from around, which is actually growing here. And I went, well, that's sort of what I want to do. That's what I'm interested in. And I want to um, introduce plants into the farm, like I've bought some goji berry plants, bushes, which are growing like the clappers. They're amazing. and things like that. And I've bought some white willow because you use the willow bark for painkiller, etc. So what I want to do is introduce these plants into the farm that I haven't got. And so I then ummed and ahed because he then offered the course like you do. And what he does with that one is so um, each month he then says, this month, these are the herbs that you will be looking for to collect. So what we've done in June is we've looked for the comfrey and the silver birch, and I've also and the elderflower. No, I did the elderflower before that. Anyway, so each month you're then given. Oh yes, no, it was plantain and yarrow this month. Sorry, elderflower and comfrey were last month, May. Do you know what I mean? So it's saying right now these are the plants that are in season that you will find.
Right.
And I have got yarrow and I have got plantain growing here. So again, I've gone and collected some yarrow and I've collected some plantain and I've dried it and I've put them in jars dry. So I've got jars full of dried herbs that I'm looking at going, now what do I do with them?
So you've taken, or you are taking 5 courses, more
Okay,
or
so then,
less. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So I then signed up for that one, which is the Wild Medicine Mastery course,
Okay.
which is the collecting it yourself. And with that came another freebie called the Herbal Apprentice.
Okay, so you paid for 3 and basically you got 5.
Five.
So you got
Uh,
2 for free at the end of the day, which is
yeah,
not bad. How much
not
did
bad
you
at
pay
all.
for the 3 courses?
The first two, I paid £290 for the two.
Okay, that's actually not too bad. Yeah.
Well, that's why because I looked at it and went, oh, I'm never going to be able to afford this. And then I was sort of thinking, well, it's something I've always wanted to do because I love herbs. And I looked at the price and went, whoa, that's really good. And
Hmm.
then the second one, the third one that I paid for, which is the foraging one, was about £140,
That's
which
not
again,
too bad either. Yeah.
really nothing, is it? So
Yeah.
in all, I've spent what, 450 or something in that region for
Yeah.
5 courses.
Yeah.
That and there's a Facebook group you can ask questions.
Yeah.
And everyone sort of is posting, I'm doing this, and literally I'm going through whatever takes my fancy at the time. Like today, I watched the one from Friday because that was uh, the apprenticeship one, and that was talking about the hawthorn. And yet we've covered hawthorn in other courses, so they do overlap, but it's useful to actually watch it again and listen to it in a different way, sort of thing. So
So
yeah,
if you want to become certified or whatever, and you need to take an
yes.
exam to do that, will you do that
Hmm.
right away after you've finished all these courses, or will you? It's not like you have to take it immediately. I would imagine you can prep and do some prep exams and find out about that before you go and you take it.
It's with the person that runs the course,
Okay.
the diploma course that I paid for in the beginning. Um, Once you feel you've done enough, you can then click the
Ah,
button and
when
say,
you're
"Hey, when
ready,
I'm
you
ready,
take it. Yeah.
take it."
Yeah.
And you can take it twice only.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you fail it the first time, you can retake it. But what I want to do, what I think I will do is I work through bits of that. I've read some of like the history of herbalism and
Yeah.
chemistry of herbalism, which I
Yeah.
find fascinating. And that's in the diploma course. So I've read those two bits, and then I've gone and dipped into other ones which sort of support what I've done with the diploma. So I want to complete all of them before I then take the uh, exam.
And you
Uh,
become Dr. Susan, medicine woman.
well, something like that. But the other thing I thought of doing somewhere in my barn, I have got loads of books, and one of them is the herbal remedies for horses.
Ah,
So I thought, actually, I need to go and find that. I've also got a couple of foraging books. I got loads of herb books in the barn. I really need to go and work through the boxfuls of books that are all over the place in the barn and find these books. But the one for horses, I was just thinking it would be nice to be able to overlap with doing it for the horses as well. Um, so that's my intention.
sounds
Is
good.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's
Keep-
interesting, and as
Keeps you busy.
it does, and actually it gives me a purpose for having the herbs here, for growing the plants.
Yeah.
Whereas
So
before,
how long will this take you, like before, like you'll be through all the courses, even if you're not ready that 1 week, but to take the exam, you'll be through the courses in what, 2 months, 3 months?
I think no, he talks about a year with the um apprenticeship one. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And also with the foraging, the wild medicine mastery one.
Yeah.
That is each month through the year. So literally, we started in April. You collect these herbs in April, these in May, these in June, right through to what's available in perhaps October, November,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
would be like the hawthorn berries by then and
Yeah.
the sloes and that sort of thing. So that's going to take right through to just before Christmas in that respect.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, he's then talking about making tinctures and drying herbs and making syrups and honeys and oxymels and etc. At which point that so it's not just learning it, it's practically doing it, going collecting them, doing something with them, sort of thing. My intention today, I did collect some elderflowers a few weeks ago, which I've actually dried and I've put in a jar. But there's still some elderflowers out on the bushes at the moment, just nearly going over. Um, so that's my intention today or tomorrow is to actually go around and collect some more elderflowers and then make a syrup and not let them dry, but put, because I bought a bag of sugar. The other thing I can do, I mean, I've got two beehives here, and he talks about having raw honey or using raw honey. I haven't extracted honey from my bees for years, a long time. Um, and normally I need Simon, well, I will need Simon to help me to get the trays out and deal with it. And it's so sticky, which is why I stopped doing it. Um, but I'm going to use raw honey. You know, what's the point of me going to buying it when I got two beehives there full of raw honey that I just
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
extract? So that's the other thing. So there's activities that I need to do beside just the learning of it all. And I think that's it. Yeah, there's quite a
So
lot.
in 2 years, maybe you'll be
Maybe 2 years. Yeah, by
doing
the time I'm 70, I will be a herbalist.
it.
Ha, 70. Oh, that sounds
Well,
so
I hope I'm
old.
working before I'm 70.
Or retired before you're 70.
That
Working as
that I don't know about, but we'll see.
So I'm now drinking. And what I've got here today, what I've done is I've put together dried nettles and dried hawthorn flowers and leaves into a tea, which is actually quite nice. I hadn't
Good.
put the two together before like that, but because of what I'd read this morning, what I needed, sort of the hawthorn is for the blood flow, and
Yeah.
the nettles are full of vitamins and minerals, and you get your iron and your magnesium and your whatever from nettles. And I was thinking, yeah, I think I might need iron and magnesium, um, from what I'd read this morning, sort of thing. And so I thought, yeah, and that's really what I'm trying to do is put
Yeah.
together And I've been looking what you asked me back a few weeks ago. I'm still thinking about that and looking into it in
Yeah.
what you were asking for.
Hmm.
I'm not I'm not overly confident in saying, oh, you should be taking XYZ yet.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, but that's why I'm trying it myself. I've dipped into it and gone, okay, I think I'll try these two together.
That's
And
good.
because the other thing he talks about is one on its own has got its own properties. So you could take one and then you could take the other one. But if you join them together, and maybe if you put three or four herbs together, you get that multiple. Each one will act in its own way, but then combined, they have that um, exponential
Added. Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
So, yes, adding them together. Whereas I've usually only thought about having one herb at a time. And so that's why I've put two together now. So maybe I need to put four together. But it is literally, it's trial and error as well as reading it. It's doing it. And I think
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Is doing it. And that's what the Dr. Sam Watts says is you need to live it and be it sort of thing. The way he talks, the amount of information he's got is just amazing. He makes me feel, oh my gosh, there's so much to learn, but he's so knowledgeable and it's amazing.
How old
Really,
is
really.
he?
He doesn't look that old. I guess he must be, I would say he's in his 40s, maybe,
Okay.
maybe. He is a doctor. He has worked in a hospital in the NHS,
Okay.
and they've done research into comparing herbal remedies with pharmaceutical remedies. And he's traveled around Europe and the world into different villages where he talks about the village herbalist
Well,
and the
that's
different.
much more accepted now in medical
Yeah,
systems than it ever was.
God,
So, you
yeah,
know, I mean, sure, for
yeah.
a long time that nobody
They
was,
poo-pooed it, didn't they?
yeah, or they even sanction it to be practiced or
Yeah,
whatever, to be
exactly.
licensed or anything else for that matter.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
yeah.
That was because of the pharmaceutical industry. Because if you think of something like aspirin, aspirin is salicylic acid, which comes from willow bark.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, in willow bark, you've actually got the matrix of other chemicals in there with it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you extract, if you make, I mean, they make aspirin now, don't
Aspirin.
they?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't extract it from the plant, they actually make it.
Yeah.
And it's literally the pure salicylic acid. And so it can have side effects because if you have too much aspirin, it can cause heart problems, can't heart,
Yeah, well, no, you
stomach,
actually take
stomach,
it
stomach.
to thin your blood, but
Yeah.
so that you don't have a heart attack. But having thin blood means that you don't
Yeah.
clot.
Right. And then you get stomach ulcers, isn't it? It's
Well, you get
stomach
all
ulcers.
kinds of things if you can't clot.
Yeah.
Like if you cut yourself and then you bleed to death because you don't clot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you use willow bark,
yeah,
it's got all the other things in with it, which
yeah,
makes more sense. So,
yeah.
but the pharmaceutical industry can't charge you for that, can they?
No,
They
of
can't make
course they
any
can't.
money.
That's not how they make. Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
The need to make money.
Well, and they don't want you well because otherwise, if you're well, you won't be buying their chemicals.
That's true. That's very true.
I put up on Facebook ages ago, someone was saying about the children being fed on something like Ritalin or, because they got emotional problems. And I said, do you want your child to take drugs for the rest of their life? Which it is drugs. It might be medicine or class.
Yeah, it's drugs nonetheless.
It's
Yeah.
drugs,
Yeah.
and she had a real go at me. They're not drugs, they're not drug addicts, blah, 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 blah. But for me, giving a child a daily dose of something
Yeah.
gives them that almost that permission that taking drugs is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you learn. Absolutely.
And I think and again, in America, drug taking is rife, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
I don't
everybody,
know.
you go to the doctor very easily and see, instead of them treating the root cause of something, you
Yeah.
treat the symptoms,
Yeah.
and the
Ab-
symptoms never get to the root. So you're constantly taking something for something. You see what I'm saying? So,
And then you have to take something else for the negative effects of the what you were taking in the first place.
yeah, yeah,
So then you've got to take another drug and another drug. And yeah,
yeah,
no, they ain't going to do that to me. I'll tell you that for nothing.
yeah,
Then I take B propolis, which is a natural anti-probiotic
yeah.
if I need it. I'll take homeopathy. I've been taking some arnica at the moment because I've got a sort of a funny ache in my leg periodically. So, and or there's aromatherapy oils that I'll take. So, or
Where's the
use.
ache in your leg?
Oh, it's in my head, really. No. I believe that any physical ailment has
Oh,
an
yes,
emotional
yes.
trigger.
Come for relate to something. Yes. Okay. We've had this discussion before. Yes.
Sure. So there's something in my head that is in my
Okay,
mind
but
then.
where
Okay.
physically in your leg do you feel it?
That's the problem. It moves. It goes from
Okay.
my hip to my knee, into my thigh, into the
Okay.
muscle of my thigh, in my calf,
Yeah.
occasionally down in my ankle, and then maybe
Okay.
in my hip. When
Okay.
I'm walking around up and down the field, no problem.
Yeah.
But it wakes me up at night at the moment. It's not as bad as I've had
Okay.
previous years. It
Yeah.
really isn't anywhere near as bad as I've had before. And back then it was about financial feet.
Yeah. Well, right now you don't have those worries because you're like doing great right now.
So far, so far. Yes, I'm feeling quite comfortable in that respect. And albeit it's not a long process. It's not a long time solution, but it's a couple of months solution. It might be longer than that
Listen, a
solution.
couple of months is good for a couple of months, and so whatever. I get it.
Absolutely.